This is Tempest from Zughead, and today I just want to share some of the builds that we've built by some of the community members, and in particular then we want to just give this a try and give you a sense of how it works in the game. Again, the point is to really just allow some degree of vision or sense of how the game plays out as you move into the higher tiers. Today we're doing tier 4, so basically we're going to go for the crazy knife build with the orc side using the solo, and then we'll use Emu as well on the offhand, and finally crazy gloves as the armor piece. You could probably sub whatever you like on the armor piece, to be honest, but for me, since I'm main build rogue solo, this is the gear that I'll be using. So again, we're doing Mount Taser 2. I've brought 2 potions and also 1 luck rune. And this is just really a redundancy just in case, because actually this is my first time using a crazy knife build for Mount Taser 2. It's mostly a solo play on my rogue. I managed to start doing it today because my orc just hit level 350. So I'm very excited to try this out and see what happens. Hopefully I don't get wrecked, because you never know. But let's just give it a try. So as you know, Mount Taser 2 is one of the key dungeons that you need to run to achieve tier 2 gear, also tier 2 items, and those in turn will be then used to craft the tier 4 weapons. So this is actually one of the main dungeons that you want to know and get your head around to farm properly and get those valuable upgrades up to higher tiers on gearing. So as always, you'll encounter mobs like these. One of the ones that's different than Taser 1 is the firebomb on your left. These guys have 2 phases. First of all, they have a tick, which gives them a massive buff in terms of offensive capabilities and AoE, and then followed by talk. Because of the rotation cycle that the firebomb has, typically this allows you 2 turns to kill them. And I think on the right hand side you can see the skeleton doesn't do much. So in general for solo, try to kill the left firebomb with 2 turns, and then just finish the skeleton. It's usually not the trickiest. And then you encounter something like this. Now these guys on the right, the slimes are very ruggy. They're going to rug your HP quite quickly. So I think in particular, given what's happening here, you can see that I've actually targeted them first. Why? Low HP, high damage, just kill them first. You're going to have another turn to kill the firebomb. And in this case, you can see what I've done is just go slots. My slot damage was high enough, so I managed to kill him in 1 turn. And in the third encounter here, again, lava golems, very annoying, very high HP, quite some damage. To be honest, in these type of combinations, you can choose to kill either of them. There's no major priority. In my case, I've just killed the skeleton first to eliminate the slot RNG. And once I've done that, then you can see me follow up with slots to make sure that I try to kill the lava golem with as cheap stamina as possible. So as we move on to fight, we're going to see sort of similar combinations here, and you can see me always prioritizing between the different mobs. In this particular map, it's about choosing your priorities and trying to conserve stamina. There's actually a lot of fights here, as you can see. So let's see how far we go. As you can see, I'm actually trying to very carefully manage my stamina. And in particular then, you can see that I tried to cast Emu here on the tick buff. This will allow me to actually mitigate some of the damage into the next turn. So you can see that I took some, but I also traded it back from my heals. After I healed the lava, the firebomb, actually regained a bit more HP. So think of this as a heal also at the end of the turn for 100 HP. It's actually quite efficient. So in this run, thankfully so far, I haven't encountered firebomb plus lava golem. You might come into runs where you need multiple rounds of those mob carrying, and that's actually a few of the difficult ones, and I've actually wiped quite a few times against that using my rogue. But thus far, it seems like that although my damage on my orc is a bit lower than my rogue, the healing on Emu has actually allowed me to not spend any potions, whereas if you've looked at some of the videos that I previously uploaded on the fails of my rogue solo runs, you will realize that actually so far the pot usage is actually pretty good in terms of the efficiency ratio. So this is actually why this build is so popular. particularly into the higher tiers. And I would probably mention here as well that this build is actually viable for the depth as well. Okay, so here we have the ruggiest combination. One guy's high HP, and the other one basically has a TikTok buff damage, so it's quite annoying. In these cases, most of the time I will focus on the firebomb first, and then you can see here then subsequently what you want to do is just try to kill the lava golem ASAP. Again, I'm more about conserving my stamina in this case, because I don't know how far I can get with my orc, but seems like so far we're making good progress. And that's not supposed to happen, but that's okay. We'll just reconnect, and I think it's reconnected, so let's just wait a bit and see. Yeah, I think it works. So in this case, let's just keep trying to continue. Now the potion here is pretty much mandatory if you're a rogue. I think for other classes as much as possible, if you need the extra stamina, always go for the potion here. It's just basically 2 more mob clears, but in most cases it's usually worth it. So again, gift of the gods, just healing myself in advance. Firebomb crits me for quite a lot of HP, but because I got 100 back, I just lose 69. And again, he's going for the pick buff, which means that I can probably finish him now, and then get another 100 HP heal. And you can see after this fight, I've basically gone from half my HP back to full. So actually you can now see how effective and strong the Gift of the God skill by Emu is. So I think in this case then, given the good headway that we're making, I'm just going to try to get the other treasure point chest. So again, ruggy mob, but it's okay. We have full stam, and we haven't used a single potion, so I think we're good. As you can see, spots is quite random. Sometimes you will kill them in one turn, and other times, like what you're seeing here, it takes me quite a few turns to take them down, but again, it's 20 stamina, so it's actually one of the cheaper skills to use. So I think it's actually quite a popular one. When you look at sort of slots and also the Gift of the God, one's 33 and one's 20. If you wanted to play ultra long, self-sustaining type of builds in other more difficult dungeons, then you can easily see why this is such a popular build if you add on 2 trading dummies for that extra stamina. Because of the number of encounters required on this map to actually get to the boss, you will actually see almost all the combinations here of what you will encounter. So I think that's something that you could bear in mind. It's always usually either skeleton firebomb, these 2 guys here that you see on the screen, lava golem firebomb. Those are the only ones to be aware. Lava golems in particular are just very annoying. But beyond that then, you might encounter also 2 skeletons, but those are quite, or pretty much cakewalk. And I think with that, we're close to the boss. Okay, that was easy. 20 stamina, so let's kill the boss. Let's go kill the boss. Here we are. So I think usually what I like to do here is just swap first. If you're using Rogue, you can also use Smalt or Garrett if you have enough stamina. It's not a tough boss, to be honest. The fights here are actually the tougher ones. The boss in comparison, as you know, is the same as Mount Taser 1. Same modifiers, same HP, same damage, so it shouldn't be too hard for you to kill him. It's just more of a function or a problem of getting here in the first place. Okay, so he's down, 3-4 turns, pretty simple, pretty easy. And then we open the door here, second door, get the treasure point. Let's just go for close to flow clear, you'll realize that on the top right hand side there's still curios and also one of the mob encounters I haven't done. But regardless, then we have 33 treasure points. Even if we got those, I reckon we'd maybe be at about 36 to 38. So I think in this case, let's just stick with it. Actually, the build is surprisingly strong. No potion uses at all. So I think this is quite a good one that you can try, particularly as you get to tier 4. It's actually very fun. It's actually very strong on solo. And in particular, as I said, then you will like to use this in the depth. So with that, oh, he crit me for quite a bit. Oh, it's okay. We'll just kill him anyways and then finish the dungeon. So there you have it. This is the first video, and I hope you had a good time watching it. At least you're learning some of the things to do and the gain up of prioritization. So thank you for checking this out. Cheers.